Hi! So this video I am doing while Jake Jr. takes a nap, so I will keep looking at my monitor to make sure that he's not waking up. But I had a sinus infection a couple of weeks ago, and I was able to cure it very fast. I normally get 1 or 2 sinus infections a year, and normally I have to get an antibiotic to get rid of it, otherwise it lingers forever. It gets in my chest, and you know, it can sometimes turn into bronchitis. I'm coughing up horrible stuff, and I feel terrible. And like I said, I normally need an antibiotic. But in the past year, you know, like I've said before, I've really been trying to embrace the natural remedies, and so far it has been working wonders, and I was able to treat the sinus infection within just a few days. I didn't need an antibiotic, and it did not it did not get in my chest, and I only felt bad for like 1 day out of the 4 days that I was sick, and that was that last day. But anyway, so I am so excited to share this with you. If anyone out there is trying to go the more natural approach to avoid the necessity or the need for antibiotics, hopefully this video helps you. And I will make another video about essential oils and what essential oils are used to treat which ailments and how to use essential oils properly and all of that stuff. So be looking for that video on essential oils. But today I'm just going to be talking about sinus infections and colds. So I did use a variety of essential oils. I also used local honey, and you need local honey. That's sold at like farmers markets. What other kind of local market or other kinds of local markets will have local honey, not normally at a grocery store. And then garlic. So garlic is one of nature's most powerful, effective antibiotics. So garlic is amazing. So the first day that I woke up knowing that I was starting to get sick, I had a sore throat. And it was really sore. It hurt to swallow and everything. So I have a roll-on applicator of lavender essential oils mixed with a carrier oil, and I just rolled that on my throat and concentrated where I felt a little bit of swelling. And I don't exaggerate, instantly I had relief. I could swallow without discomfort. It was amazing. And that worked for me for about 8 to 12 hours, and then I needed to apply it again. And then I immediately took a spoonful of honey. Anytime the seasons change or I start to feel sick, honey's one of my very first steps. You can take a spoonful of honey like 2 or 3 times a day to fight off allergies and to help even with colds and sinus infections. So every day that I was sick with a sinus infection, I had a spoonful of honey at least 2 times each day. The next thing I did was take a clove of garlic, chop it up, mix it with orange juice, and down that. It's really hard to eat garlic. It's very hard to eat raw garlic. It burns, it tastes terrible, but it really is worth the, I don't know how to describe it. It's worth it. So I had to do those things for a couple of days, but it kept my symptoms bearable. I was planning Jake Jr.'s birthday party, so I really needed to be, I did not need to be sick. I did not need to be feeling lousy. I needed to have energy, and I needed to feel well enough to get stuff done. And I did. I sounded pretty bad because I was all stopped up and everything, but I didn't feel bad, at least, like I normally do with a sinus infection. So the third day, the second day I had to do the same thing, lavender on my throat to help with that, instant relief, went with my honey and garlic. The third day I woke up in the middle of the night and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I felt horrible. I had so much pressure in my head. My nose was stopped up and it hurt, and I just felt achy and gross. And so I did a little bit of research, and I found a remedy that gave me instant relief. And what you do is you take a pot of water, boil it on the stove, then when it's boiling you take it off the stove, off the heat, and you add thyme, eucalyptus, and tea tree. I did about 2 drops of tea tree, 3 or 4 of the eucalyptus, and 3 or 4 of the thyme. And so you just add those right into the hot water and it'll steam. And then I took it to my kitchen table, took a towel over my head, closed my eyes, leaned over the pot of steam, and breathed it in through my nose. It did sting a little bit, but I would take one big whiff in through my nose, lean back, and it was like instant relief in my nose, and all that stopped up was like it was able to run, which I know that's gross, but it was relieving for me. And I was able to blow my nose, and then I would lean back over, take another whiff, sit back, let it do its job. I did that for like 10 minutes, and I felt so much better. It was such a relief to have that unclogged and free-flowing and be able to breathe through my nose. It was great. And then I was, meanwhile I was kind of looking online for other things that I could do, and I didn't find anything that actually said to do this with honey, but I kind of, 1 + 1 = 2 for me. Honey has antihistamine properties, if that's the term to use, and anti-inflammatory properties. So, my nose was really burning and uncomfortable. So you don't have to do this, but it really worked for me. I put some honey in this spoon and used my finger and just coated my nose inside with the honey. It smelled really, really good. And it did give me some relief, and I feel like it helped. Again, I know that's kind of weird. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it worked. It helped me. It helped me, so I did that. I did another garlic clove and honey all that day as well, and again, I felt okay throughout the day. The next day was kind of the same. I did the same thing with the pot of water and the essential oils, and I added another thing. I took one of Jake Jr.'s washcloths, and just with a dry washcloth I added a couple drops of lavender, 1 drop of tea tree, and a drop of peppermint, and a drop of lemon. And I just did 1 drop of each and into the washcloth, and I carried it around like a handkerchief, and I would just breathe it in every so often. And the next day I was fine. It never went to my chest. The mucus and everything cleared up, and I didn't have a sore throat again after that 3rd or 4th day. I didn't need antibiotics. I mean, I literally cured my sinus infection naturally and quicker than an antibiotic has ever done. It was amazing. So I was very relieved not to need to go to the doctor. I was relieved that it didn't go to my chest, and I was relieved that I didn't get bronchitis, and I was relieved that I didn't feel just terrible the whole time, because normally when I have a sinus infection I feel terrible. And I was just so proud of myself for figuring out a way to help myself and to do it naturally, and knowing that it was good for my body, and it felt clean. It felt like a clean treatment. So yeah, I hope that helps anyone out there who's looking for natural remedies. Flu season is coming, cold season is coming. The season's changing, so it's going to trigger some sinus infections. So hopefully other people out there can benefit from this video. And again, I will make an essential oils video as well for anyone that's interested in getting into that. But Hope this video helped you, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks for watching. Bye.